Delving in, pivot in on all 10. Hard pressed to find friends in the danger zone. Best to know how to play your position if the game is on. No sympathy. We were born alone, so we die alone. And I know it's cold, but it's going on. Yeah, it's going on. Keep your faith intact. Poker face when them snakes attack. No need for cosign, don't second that. I need a sign, Lord, answer back. I choose to refuse to race the rats. Traumatized from that rat attack. Blacking out as I'm flashing back. Stay on my toes no matter where I'm at. PSD makes it hard to live free. Seems I'm always where the drama's at. Living strong, it ain't nothing wrong with that. But why cap the hand claps? No need to act. Keep your faith intact. Keep your faith intact.
What's happening? Come through. You know what I'm saying? I would advise you to keep an open mind if you decide to vibe with me for a second. And, you know, hear me out. I'm going to chop it up to you real quick about something that's very prevalent in the society in which we live. You can see it in your day-to-day, social platforms, social media. You know what I'm saying? If you still be on TV, Netflix, Hulu, all that, advertising, all this kind of stuff, all of it is propaganda. You know what I'm saying? Propaganda plays a major part in this life we live in. You know what I'm saying? In this particular society, in this country, in every country, in every government, whether domestic or abroad, you know, deals with propaganda in their own way. But I want to talk about the specific way that propaganda plays out here, where we stay. You know what I'm saying? First, I got to start by saying that propaganda is, let's say, a biased depiction that is laid out for those who are maybe not politically aware or have political prowess, those who are not aware of business endeavors, those who are not aware of, you know, social realities. You know what I'm saying? That's a way to indoctrinate those who are not privy to those areas and arenas in this society. And the propaganda is so biased and 9 times out of 10 so far from the truth that it promotes or perpetuates an ideal that is to the detriment of certain segments in this country, you know? So I felt it important to bring it up because you have to be aware of what's being propagated to you. You know what I'm saying? Where these forms of propaganda are rampant, you know what I'm saying? Where they're most prevalent. And once you become aware of what is being sold to you or the propositions that are being placed to you, you'll be better able to decide what you soak up, what you agree with, you know what I'm saying? What you allow to influence you and what you won't. But as it stands now, let's take, for example, the news. If you watch news clips or you watch the news in its entirety, like on TV or whatever the case may be, that's propaganda. But they're putting to you the statistics that they lay out, the different news stories that they choose to cover, down to the reporter's take on what's going on. Somebody's arrest, somebody's murder, somebody killing, somebody, you know, the crimes that they highlight that are being done in certain areas, that's all propaganda. All that fits the agenda of the dominant society, you know, to continue the narrative that they've already set forth as the status quo for the masses to continue to believe in. You get me? So it only perpetuates the system that they want to maintain. Is that system beneficial to you? You know what I'm saying? Possibly, depending on who you are, depending on who you ask. You know what I'm saying? Is it detrimental to you? Possibly, depending on who you are, depending on who you ask. You know what I'm saying? But yet and still, that does not take away from the potency of that propaganda, especially when it comes to the news. Because, again, current events, you can see everything that's going on right now as far as what's being put in the news, what's being sensationalized. Propaganda plays on your emotions, you know? It gets you to believe or see certain things based in emotion. You see what I'm saying? The wording is meant to evoke emotion, whether negative, you know what I'm saying, emotion, sympathetic emotion, pity, whatever the propaganda is aimed at or what it's aimed toward, what the direction of that what the direction of the propaganda is determines the type of emotion it seeks to evoke. You know what I'm saying? You have to be careful when it comes to that, because if you allow somebody to play on your heartstrings, if you allow somebody to dictate your emotional state, you're at their mercy, you know? You're at their mercy. If they decide how you get angry and when you get angry, you know, they know what it takes to get you angry. You know what I'm saying? They know what it takes to get you depressed or sad, or, you know what I'm saying? All these things, whatever emotional state that may be, whoever dictates or controls your emotions, you know, they have the ups on you. You get me? Because some people have not mastered themselves to the point where they can exhibit self-control in situations where their emotions are, you know, exacerbated, I guess is the word, or amplified. You know what I'm saying? When your emotions are part of an interaction, at times it's hard not to act according to those emotions. You know? I'm still working on that myself. That's human nature, because we all have emotions. We all feel things. You know? There are certain things that you feel that are close to the heart, you know? That's a reality. Now, somebody seeking to play or take advantage of that, that's dangerous, you know? That's detrimental. Because it's one thing to evoke emotion for the sake of triumph, of progression. You see what I'm saying? I could name a few people in my ancestors, within my history, within my heritage, my ancestors, who evoked emotion for the sake of progress, you know? You get what I'm saying? And then on the flip side, those who seek to evoke emotion for your detriment, for your downfall, again, propaganda is the tool, you know what I'm saying, that uses your emotions for your detriment. That's why you have to be aware of these tools, you know what I'm saying? You have to be aware of what's being propagated. You know what I'm saying? Who's putting that to you? You see? When you see something on the news, how it's being described and depicted, you have to think, you know what I'm saying, and analyze it and pick it apart. Why is it being put to you that way? You see what I'm saying? Who's saying it? Who's putting it to you? What platform is it on? You know? All these things are important, because what's going on now is we're running the risk of being maneuvered blindly. You know? It's almost like a zombie apocalypse kind of situation where everybody's losing their minds, their ability to think. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like everybody's soul is being sucked from their body, you know? And whoever is in charge or the authority, however they tell you should move, that's how everybody's going to begin to move. You know what I'm saying? And then you're going to put your trust in those who are quote unquote higher up, who have authority, never thinking for yourself, you know? And if you're a part of the population that the higher ups or those who have authority, if they don't have your best interest at heart, they're going to, you know, lead you off a cliff. Then what? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're dead, you don't know who got sympathy for you when you die. You know what I'm saying? If you're no longer here, the sympathy would be here on earth. You notice? You would be gone off of earth. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important. If you seek longevity in life, if you seek to add to the number of your days on earth, you know what I'm saying? It's very important to be aware. It's very important to watch what you are influenced by, what you choose to agree with, concede to, give consent to, buy into. Everything that you see on the news or TV is not meant to be believed. I know you heard the saying, you know what I'm saying, don't believe everything you read. You know what I'm saying? Only believe half of what you see. You get what I'm telling you? Don't. That's real. What you see on TV ain't necessarily what it is. You get me? You have to have the courage and the faith in you know what I'm saying, and the faith in your intelligence and your understanding to be able to decipher through the BS. To be able to decide what information that is being fed to you is practical, is reasonable, You know what I'm saying? Because anybody could make anything make sense. You get what I'm telling you? Anybody could tell you something and make it make sense. You get me? It could be a bold-faced lie. You know what I'm saying? But if they put enough words together in the proper ways, they could make it make sense. That's why you got to have your own perspective, your own mentality, your own mind. You know what I'm saying? Have your eyes open. Don't let somebody be watching and looking for you. And don't let somebody else's eyes be your eyes. You have your own perspective. You get me? Don't be stuck in that. You know, you could always build on what you have at the moment. You could always build on what you're maintaining. But be maintaining something. And I'm speaking about like understanding right now. Knowledge. Have something to go on instead of just, you know, taking what everybody else is telling you. You know, buying into what everybody else is putting to you. Because, again, that'll make you a zombie. That'll make you like just somebody going with the flow. When somebody point in this direction, you go in that direction. Somebody point in the opposite direction, you go in that direction. You know what I'm saying? And who has sympathy for zombies? Realistically. That's why they kill us like that now with no repercussions. You feel me? We haven't decided on what we stand on. Every other culture is solidified. They might argue within themselves, but we are still like piecemeal and spread out and dispersed, and you know what I'm saying? Because again, we go for everything. Everything they put on the news, you know, anything that they put down your timeline on your social media platform, whatever the case may be, whatever you be on, you buy into it. However they put the story to you, that's what you believe. If 6 brothers get killed by 6 police officers and they tell you that the brothers were guilty, they just got done robbing a bank or something like that, you be like, dang, they shouldn't have been robbing it. You believe it. You know what I'm saying? But shit, you don't look past it and be like, those brothers should have had their time in court, right? What happened to due process and, you know what I'm saying, going in front of the jury of not their peers. We know it's not going to be their peers. You know this. But they still deserve the right of due process according to the Constitution. So that the Constitution not apply to us. Like, we don't look past on that level. We just be like, man, they shouldn't have been robbing the bank. I know people like that, and that kills me when people do that. Because you assume, I don't care what nobody say. Nobody is has the authority to take another person's life. Now, if you're defending your life, that's different. If somebody's encroaching on you and trying to take your life, and then you defend your life and take theirs, that's different. If you're at war, if you're at an open warfare, you know what I'm saying, and it's you or them, and you take a life, that's different. But I'm talking about in the case of somebody doing their job, they don't have the right or the authority to take anybody's life. I don't care what nobody say, man. You can't tell me no different. If you're not fit for that job, don't put yourself in that position. You feel me? If you fear for your life, you should not be in the position to be the protector of other lives. You know what I'm saying? That should not be your role. If you know you're a coward at heart, you should not take on a position where you have to be courageous. Do you get me? So I'm saying that to say, when they do foul things, you know what I'm saying, a person in this particular job that I'm speaking on in gist, but I think you could put, you know what I'm saying, your mind, you know, and understand what I'm saying without me saying it. People in this particular job, you feel me, when the news gets a hold of this story and they put it to you and they flip it and spin it, you know what I'm saying, and make the wicked seem righteous, and you soak it up, that's like the perfect example of propaganda. Do you get me? Movies, when you watch a movie, the storyline, you know what I'm saying, how they paint the antagonist and protagonist. You know what I'm saying, why they make one person a hero and the other person the villain. You get what I'm telling you? Why the different storylines, the characters, they paint in your mind through that storyline the guy that's wrong and the guy that's right. The guy that's evil and the guy that's wicked. You know what I'm saying? If you really look into it and pay attention, it's propaganda. Very rarely do they show us in the light that benefits, you see what I'm saying, us in the long run, that will benefit us in reality. You see what I'm saying? I can go deeper into that. I'm going to just leave it right there. I know that was real general, but I feel like you know what I'm saying. But again, that's another form of propaganda. Hollywood, movies, music. To me, that's also propaganda. There's a certain thing that needs to be spoken on and perpetuated. You see what I'm saying? That's why our music, our art form has shifted in the way it did because it became about business. And then there's a certain thing that was going to make that business thrive. You see what I'm saying? So that theme had to continue to be perpetuated. That's propaganda. People who don't live in these sections that musicians are speaking about, when they're outside of that lifestyle, when they're outside of this environment, that's what they believe that environment is. That's it. That's all they think it is. You feel me? So therefore, when they come in contact with people from these environments, because of the propaganda or what's been propagated to the people who are not privy to, they've been indoctrinated to believe through the propaganda that this is how these people from this environment is. You know what I'm saying? Then they look at us different. They look at us like we not worthy of nothing. We don't got no kind of intelligence, no kind of understanding because of the propaganda. Do you feel me? It caused a disconnect. You see what I'm saying? And then once the art form became about business, it became a major export for this country. They had to keep that money coming in, that revenue coming in. So the thing that was set in place, you know what I'm saying, that was the dominant thing for the artists to speak about, for the businesses to keep getting their revenue, became the common thing. You see what I'm saying? Until brothers like Nipsey started going independent and doing partnership deals with these distributors, you know, that set the game in a different direction. But when people was trying to sign deals and sign contracts and stuff, you had to talk about a certain thing. They wanted a certain kind of music from you. And if you're not producing this kind of music, they're not gonna sign you. You see what I'm saying? Again, I'm speaking generally, but I feel like you could put, you know what I'm saying, the paint to the canvas, you feel me? I feel like the picture is being painted in your mind. You know what I'm saying? You could, you know, swing the brush how you will, but you feel me, I feel you do. So that's a part of propaganda. All that is propaganda. The reason it's a detriment right now at the time like this is because propaganda will, when it comes to the dominant narrative, the dominant culture will manufacture an opponent. What I mean by that is they will have like the main status quo, conventional wisdom, you know, bottom line, you know what I'm saying? And then they might create an opposing side, kind of like, I shouldn't say this on YouTube probably, because I don't think I can get specific, but I'm thinking about an organization in particular that I feel as though because of propaganda, because of the news, this group is being touted as an opposition to the current regime. You know what I'm saying? The current politics in power, I guess, or the current, whatever, however you want to say that, you feel me? They're trying to paint them as the opposition to the powers that be that are in position right now. Do you feel me? And to me, from what I've seen, that's not the case. From what I've heard from other people, that's not the case. You see what I'm saying? Again, you do your own research. I'm not going to get specific. I'll let you use your imagination. But my point being, propaganda controls the narrative all the way around. Do you get me? So again, if you're watching the news and they're speaking about somebody that happens to be opposing, somebody you feel as though is a detriment to you, or a politician that's a detriment to you, you know what I'm saying, or a political movement that's a detriment to you, and the news puts on the screen a group or organization that's against that group, that's against you, and then you like, oh yeah, you got to understand how propaganda works. If they put it on the news, you got to find out what the catch is. Why are they putting light on this? How are they spinning the story? What are they saying about it? You get what I'm saying? Why are they shedding light on their opponent? You feel what I'm saying? They manufacture their own opponents. They manufacture their enemies because they can control and corral their enemy. You feel me? So really, you know what I'm saying? They are actually allies in disguise. You feel me? It's all a game. I feel like America is a stage. It's like a play, man. It's like, you look at the political arena, you know what I'm saying? Look at the elections. It's like a reality TV show, man. You feel me? It's like halfway scripted, but halfway real, you know? Like, it's real life. They're passing policies and laws and stuff that affect your life, but it's like it's a play, you know what I'm saying? It's like a movie. It's not really real. They make you believe you got options. They make you believe it's democracy, you choosing this and choosing that, but it's all in the same bucket, man. You feel me? It's all in the same pool. You get me? It's all right there as one. You think you choosing the opposite of, but it's really right there on the same level. You get me? I think Malcolm said it's Republican and Democrats, it's two wings on the same bird. What does that mean? They flying in the same direction. You feel me? It's a farce. But again, what helps this system go the way it's going? What helps perpetuate the farce? Propaganda. When you see on the news, election time is this against that. But really, it's this and that. They got the same agenda pretty much. But how they paint it to you is red, blue. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal. You know? That's how they paint it to you. But, yeah. I might do a part 2 to this. I know this is a shorter video than usual, but I just wanted to put that on your mind for a second because it was on my mind and I wanted to share it with you. You know what I'm saying? Take it for what you want to take it for. Look into it though. You know what I'm saying? Start paying attention to what you're feeding yourself. I'm not saying don't watch what you watch. Don't pay attention to what you pay attention to. Do that. But be critical and skeptical with what you're looking at. You know what I'm saying? What you're paying attention to. You feel me? Ask the question. Okay, why is the reporter putting it like this? You feel me? Why are they sensationalizing this? You get me? And again, propaganda is based in bias, right? So come up with something that you're biased toward, you know, something you're partial toward. You get me? Somebody said something that was very intelligent to me, and I'm going to leave it at this after I say this. You see what I'm saying? The difference between having pride and being racist, racism is prejudice that's directed against somebody. You feel me? Like you're in opposition to somebody because of your prejudice, so now you're racist. And you can only be racist if you're in control. Institutions are racist. So therefore, prejudiced people run racist institutions. Do you get me? But this wise person also said that pride, having love for yourself, is not racist. You know what I'm saying? Though it's prejudice. So what I'm saying, I mean, partial. It's partial though. Partiality. You feel me? So I'm saying that to say, it's okay to be partial. It's okay to be biased out of love, out of pride for oneself, you know? For one's tribe. That's fine. They would tell you it's not cool because that's what they do. Everything they demonize in you is what they do. You know what I'm saying? The things they telling you is wrong is the things they employ on you. You know what I'm saying? They use religion, they use morality, they use these different things to deter you from methods to free yourself, but they're using those same methods against you to subdue you and condemn you and reprimand you. Do you feel me? So I'm saying that to say it's okay to be biased, it's okay to be partial in pride, having pride for oneself. You feel me? Nothing wrong with that. So again, propaganda is biased, you be biased. When you listen to these news clips, when they put the story to you, you decide what you pull from that. You feel me? If you hear that a brother got shot for stealing a candy bar out of water, and they said that you should not be stealing is wrong, okay, why did you shoot him then? Is stealing this, and that worth this man losing his life? Do you feel me? You got to start thinking like that instead of accepting everything they put to you. Because when your day comes, you're going to want people to march for you and protest for you, but you can't see on the opposite end how it's wrong for somebody else to lose their life or get arrested for a bogus crime. You feel me? So just picture the shoe being on the other foot is all I'm saying. And don't take in everything they put to you. You get me? But I'm going to leave it right there. Enjoy your night. I hope you get everything you feel like you deserve because you deserve it. And yeah, have a good one.
Vision living in position of peace in blind times. Can you see? 2020 scope keeps hope close to paradise will elope. But for the time being, gotta find a way to cope. And though it's tough, care enough to let go. Never stop, it's cop and blow. Stay in motion even if the motion's slow, cause it don't stop. And life's a biatch, your murder she wrote. That's just the way it goes, and I know it's cold. Although I've chosen devotion to never fold, and it's easy to grow hopeless when you lose focus.